Welcome to my laboratory. We're going to do a little surgery this morning. I may destroy this radio. I hope not. I hope not. We're going to try to take it slow and easy, do it the safest way I can. And what we're going to do is this is my realistic DX-394. And as I showed in the previous shows, there is a mod. There are many mods. Actually, I didn't mention the fact there are many mods for this radio. This is just one of them, and this is one of the easiest ones to do or undo. And this mod is to try to improve the characteristic of this radio where it mutes while tuning. Now, this radio doesn't do too bad a job with tuning while muting, but you can still tell. And I'll try to show it to you right now. I've got it on. It's opened, ready for surgery. So let's turn the volume back up. I'm getting a lot of static this morning, I guess due to weather conditions. This is WWV at 5 megahertz, and it's 7:50 in the morning here in Clover. Okay, now we're going to tune through that frequency, above it and below it, and see how bad the muting while tuning is on this radio. Once again, I showed it to you in the previous video, show it to you again, and then I'm going to do the mod and then see what it does to it. Okay, here we go. We're going to turn the volume up, and I'll try to keep quiet. Okay, if I tune real slow, this radio is not too bad. So I'm going to show you tuning slow. Okay, that chirp you heard, this chirp sound you heard was WWV. So it was distorted. But I did hear it when I was tuning real slow. Now, like I said, some of the newer portable radios, they will completely go silent and they won't recover for half a second. So you could easily miss a station when you're manually tuning. So now we're going to turn this radio off over here, and we're going to unplug it. Try to be as safe as I can. Okay, it's unplugged. Now I'm going to wait a few seconds for the circuits to bleed off. I don't know how well it bleeds off, but we'll try that. And then what I want to do is find a pointer. What we're going to do, then zoom in now to the area that's going to be addressed. There are a bunch of cables and connectors, actually 3 of them. And the mod said to remove this purple wire to this connector. Now that I've seen the size of the connector, there's no way I'm going to be there's no way me is going to be able to pull that pin out of that connector. I just can't do it physically. I can't do it. So I'm going to do the little more drastic but safer for me, because I could end up breaking that connector and nothing works. I'm going to get this purple wire. Let me dig it out here, and I'm going to clip it. And I'm hopefully going to clip it in such a manner that if it makes the radio sound worse, I can solder it back together. So here we go. Hold my breath. Clipped. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of separate the wires here so they don't fall back together. And I could put some tape on them, but I think they're pretty safe. Let me have one point one way and one point another, so they don't attempt to. See that they're trying to come back to each other. Okay, so now I'm going to plug the radio back in. Now I don't have a fire extinguisher right next to me, so this could be disastrous, but I got one close by. So we're going to plug this back in. Okay, the power's back on. Now we're going to turn the radio on and see what I've done. Oops, it's buttons over here. Still getting signals. Let's go back to 5 megahertz first. Okay, there's WWV. Sounds as strong as it ever was. Okay, so, and of course it's changing because as the day goes on, WWV at my location on 5 megahertz tends to fade off. So it's starting to fade off, but still sounds pretty strong. And I really, me physically can't detect an obvious difference of that signal since I've made that mod. Now, let's see how the tuning works, how the muting while tuning works. Here we go. Okay, I can see what the gentleman meant by the fact that it's now with that wire clipped, the background noise level, he says it's coming from the DSP circuitry, is stronger, higher. I can see that. So it's kind of in this particular radio, it's kind of a trade-off whether you want that higher background noise when you don't have a signal versus the audio being clamped off when you're tuning. It's kind of a trade-off. I'll try it one more time. I want to give you some time to listen to it since I've modified it. That's on 5 megahertz. And the signal's getting weak. Now I'm going to let you listen to it. Now the signal is a little muffled because I've got the speaker pointing down to my bench here. So it's a little muffled because of that too. So now let's go back and one more time, tune it with that wire clipped. So there's WWV again. With this little bit of experimentation, a little bit of listening, I would say on this radio, as I indicated in my previous video, the muting while tuning on this radio is not too severe. I would say the feedback or whatever it is with that wire attached in that condition, which is the original condition, it's not as bad as it is now with that heavy background noise while you're tuning. It's kind of six of one, half dozen the other. So what I think I will do, I think I will route this, and hopefully it doesn't pick up too much noise. I'm going to route it to a connector outside the radio so I can switch back and forth when I'm using this radio. Because I just haven't used it enough to decide whether to leave it connected or leave it unconnected. So that's it. Like I say, if you go back to that website, and I'll put a link to the website that has the mods, they have about a half a dozen mods for this radio. And most of them are pretty easy, similar to one I just did. And I haven't tried the other mods, but I would say in general, they make slight improvements. I don't think they're making drastic improvements. I don't know. I haven't tried the other mods, but this one, I'm kind of mixed. Now, I'm not going to try. I was going to say I could try temporarily putting a switch in there and switch back forth. But the problem with that, and the one thing I'll have to be careful about, is when I put that switch in there, I probably don't want to switch it while the radio's on. Might not be a problem, but you never know. So that's it. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think clipping that wire, I think it's a feedback loop, taking that feedback loop out, getting the increased background noise versus the muting while tuning, you think that was an improvement, this mod, or not? Or it was a wash, which that's where I'm at right now. I think it's kind of a wash. So please leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. You know, we're here to help each other. So leave a comment. Give us your opinion. Mod in, mod out. What do you think? Have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Bye-bye.